It's my pleasure to take this opportunity to highlight the life and work of Dr. Sandra J Lewis and to allow her to introduce the new Sandra J Lewis MidCareer Women's Leadership Institute, for which we will soon select the inaugural class of leaders. Dr. Lewis, Sandy, you and I have a lot in common in that we're both cardiologists of a certain age. We're both married to physicians, raised children who are now young adults, and importantly, we love our dogs. But seriously, I think that you and I both believe that we've been quite lucky to have the life and the career that we've had so far. We also overlap a lot in our focus on prevention, heart disease in women, as well as the desire to mentor and advance women in medicine, and especially in cardiology. For you in particular, ACC has been a really big part of your journey. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in ACC, and why it's been so important personally?
Dr. Hayes, Sharon, thank you so much for joining the steering committee and helping me lead this effort. Yes, I feel incredibly lucky. When I trained in cardiology, women comprised less than 1% of the cardiology workforce. By the time I finished fellowship, I had 2 young children, a husband with a busy academic career, and was building my own thriving cardiology practice. It might have seemed that I had it all, but as I navigated the challenges of being a full-time wife, mother, and clinical cardiologist, I longed for friends with shared experiences. The ACC became my second home. As challenging as the early personal and professional years were, by mid-career, my practice was thriving, my children were launched. I was maybe a little bored and ready to pursue broader leadership roles, looking toward the next. Unlike academia, however, there was no established structure to help me identify and pursue these goals. In ACC, my roles have spanned leadership of chapters, committees, advocacy, the WIC section and section steering committee, all of which have sustained my spirit and given me community.
Sustaining spirit and community, it's so critical, and not just for our patients. We know we've got evidence for that. You spent time at Stanford for much of your early education and training, and then to Portland, where you served at the Oregon Health and Science University and a number of practice roles. You've held leadership positions over the years in research, your practice, your community, and in nonprofit board service. And importantly, early on, various roles in the Oregon State chapter of the ACC. At this stage in your life and career, why is it so important to advocate and personally found ACC's new MidCareer Women's Leadership Institute?
Well, my own passion, drive, curiosity helped me discover leadership opportunities within ACC. However, now that I've watched and listened to mid-career women express similar passion and vision, I also recognized a need for a structure to facilitate this growth. I've thus created the MidCareer Women's Leadership Institute. And while the Institute is in many ways a culmination of my vision, I also see it as a beginning of giving back to the community that has given so much to me, and this will be my legacy.
Well, so tell us about this legacy. Tell us what the Leadership Institute will entail for the actual participants, and who will the perfect participant be?
Ha! I'm hoping the perfect participant will be a surprise. The MidCareer Institute Cohort 1 is in many ways an experiment. The program will serve as an opportunity for the participants to reassess, reimagine, and reinvent their professional lives. And the curriculum is designed to provide essential skills, tools, and dedicated support for this journey to the next. We've planned for a group of 20 mid-career cardiologists. There'll be a series of remote and in-person meetings. The first year is really, who am I now? Where am I going? Do I have support for this journey? In many ways, this part of the curriculum is introspective, and it will build a base for the second year pivot, which will then be a progress where they determine what their next will be. There's professional coaching involved, self-assessment tools, exploration of the diverse pathways taken by other women in cardiology, and mentorship from ACC leaders, which will help guide the first year. And then these women in our first cohort will have a give back in year 2 for the next cohort.
So that will mean that it will really be self-sustaining, theoretically, if we get this right.
That's our hope, self-sustaining and self-growing.
Yeah. So what is, taking a step back, what is so unique about the mid-career stage in a woman's career, particularly a woman in cardiology?
Well, the leaky pipeline is often used as an analogy to demonstrate the decreasing percentage of women in leadership. And this isn't just medicine or cardiology, but also in the business world. But it has been recognized in cardiology for over 20 years. Going back, there was a Bethesda conference in 2002 where ACC leadership identified opportunities to enrich the pool of future women in cardiology. And while over nearly 20 years of programs have developed for young STEM students, women in high school, college, medical school, and internal medicine, also for our fellows and early career cardiologists, there's a crack in the pipeline at mid-career with a huge drop-off in the number of women that then move into more senior leadership. Risa Lewis, no relation, Julie Silver and et al. In a paper in 2020 asked, is academic medicine making mid-career women physicians invisible? They describe a cumulative inequity effect leading to women leaving academic medicine. This may be one group of potential candidates. Can a woman choose her pivot point to enhance her academic path? Or consider the woman who's built a practice. Kids are leaving home. She finds herself employed with our new world of employed physicians, and she enjoys her patients and her practice, but it's not enough. I think of the women who have been doing it all, and suddenly they have their energy and imagination to build and are looking for the next step. In addition, this year, where we had thought we were going to be starting in 2020, we faced the COVID epidemic, and it's really stalled the career of many women. From the shutdown of labs to the disruption of women serving as teacher, mother, homemaker, playground monitor, and intensive care cardiologists, facing their children's challenges with isolation and learning needs, many women are reassessing their lives, and the Institute is here for these women.
You know, it brings back, we've had the analogy of the Leaky Pipeline, but, you know, a more recent concept is also the broken rung on the ladder. And I think that really applies to mid-career women as well, because they're heading up and then they get stuck because of one thing or another. And there's such a barrier to get over that next step. And I see this program, you know, putting that rung back in, or helping another woman or a man, helping pull them up that ladder.
You know, we have a statue out front of Hart House of man helping man. And we've kind of joked along the way that maybe we should put tutus on those statues, that this program is really women helping women or men helping women, but definitely giving an arm up to help us to the next step.
So share with us, what does success look like if we, as you have said multiple times today, empower the next, vision the next?
I hope success is going to look very variable, exciting and unique to each participant. There's a group of women at mid-career who find their dreams and pursue them. The successful participant, maybe she's going to move into leadership at her institution. Maybe an academic institution, it may be a health system. She might spend 3 to 6 months in a lab to reestablish a research career that was interrupted by 2 children and life. She might choose to go into industry or to the NIH or CDC. Maybe she'd intern in DC and enter politics. She may have an idea for an invention and find startup funding. She may find the ACC as her professional home and grow leadership within the college. And most of all, she will become a key member of a community supporting a novel approach to leadership growth. Sharon, Thank you so much for sharing support and vision for this program. Do you have any final thoughts on how we might find and encourage these women who are not necessarily the usual suspects?
Well, Sandy, as you and I have shared with each other, we've both reinvented and reinvigorated ourselves and careers more than once, and with a lot of effort and often with quite a bit of serendipity, at least in my case. And this program really, I think, I frame it serves as the serendipity or the secret sauce that others may need to have to do that too. So I would encourage women who are reviewing this, if you're eligible, don't immediately write this off as yet another time sink, because who has time? Or just another self-help initiative, but as an investment in yourself. I would ask these women to really look at their present career and life, just like you did and I did, and its trajectory. Look what that future looks like now. And if nothing changes, are you okay with that? And if you're not happy with what you see, maybe this is the inspiration that you're going to have. It's a boost up that broken ladder, or it is a push to keep you from falling out of that leaky pipe, to redirect, providing the tools and the inspiration, and honestly, some of the connections that you need to do that. So thank you so much, Sandy, for your vision for all of this and all you are doing to drive positive change in our profession, and particularly for women.
Thank you, Sharon. And may every interested woman just overwhelm us with applications.